you doing, Holly? How's it going? Howard?
Good Pesach out.
All right, Larry, you're a Jew again. Welcome back.
I made a crazy risk, a gamble, and it's about to pay off. So I want the Celtics to cover. I want the Celtics halftime. I want Garnett points and rebounds.
What do you know?
I don't know. I just know.
Well, I'll tell you what I know. That's the dumbest fucking bet I ever heard of.
I disagree. Gary.
What is that?
I started it.
Are you serious? You're taking my money all over town, placing bets.
I'm having very serious second thoughts.
Are you serious right now?
I know I fucked up.
Howard, where's the money right now?
Howard, got my money?
Howard!
Is it too late? I'm done. That means nothing. It meant nothing. Please. Give me another shot. You like to win, right? This is no different than that.
Black June power, nigga.
This is my fucking way.
You think I'm stupid, Howard? You and your whole fucking family. I heard you resurface your fucking swimming pool. You know how that makes me feel?
Never
You think your life is more important than my
I don't
life?
know who said that.
I told you about how things were gonna go. You like the way things are going now?
That's my family. Get the kids out of the house.
You having a good time?
Yes. This is me. This is how I win. KJ, it's game night. You should be stretching out.
What is he, a coach? Nah, he's just a fucking crazy ass Jew.
Here's some more music for your ears. You can earn 40,000 membership rewards points with American Express Green after spending $2,000 on your card in your first 6 months of card membership. What's more, you can even split up purchases of $100 or more into equal monthly installments with a fixed fee, thanks to Planet. Learn more at americanexpress.com/explore-green. Offer available to new card members. Terms apply.
Follow your bliss with a new American Express Platinum Card and earn up to $240 back yearly at participating digital entertainment partners with your card. Enrollment required. You can also earn up to $200 in Uber Cash per year towards U.S. rides or eats. See how you can get over $1,400 yearly in credits on select purchases including wellness, travel, and entertainment. The American Express Platinum Card elevates every day, wherever you go. Learn more. Terms apply.
Today is Uncut Gems. It is the 2019 movie directed by the Safdie brothers, written by the Safdie brothers and Bronstein, produced by A24, and starring Adam Sandler, if I didn't say that.
It starts out with the Ethiopian scene, with the dude breaking his leg and the mine, and then the camera zooms in through the wound, or does it go through the rock?
I think it's the gem. Because I think it begins and ends with that whole scene.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it goes through the rock and then comes out of his ass in a colonoscopy.
Yes. It's just instantly, it's like, and it doesn't tell you it's like colonoscopy. I think it's like a good 20-30 seconds where it's just like you're inside, and I'm like,
because you still think it's the gym, like the way the light breaks in the gym.
Yes,
and you're just like, what the?
The universe is inside the gym, and it's like zooms out, and it's his asshole. I like it. Is that what's going on? It's like Horton Hears a Who.
Yeah.
It's like Horton Hears a Who, like the world is inside his asshole. I like it. He's inside his own ass. I like it.
Which is super metaphorical for the entire movie.
Yeah.
The gym is up Adam Sandler's ass.
I'm bad. The whole world is up his ass. Oh my God, actually, because everyone is up his ass the whole movie. Spoilers, he owes
everyone.
I think it's over $100,000 because I think he owes $120 just to one guy.
Yeah.
So I'd say it's probably close to $500,000, just out of guessing.
And throughout the movie, he wins a little. He wins like twice.
He wins more than he loses, honestly.
Yeah, he keeps going back and keeps betting more than what he has. And it's terrible.
Pretty much, yeah. It's pretty terrible. Like, it's so fast. Like, it's just really weird because, everyone's up his ass and he owes everyone, but, like, they don't show him necessarily losing.
No, yeah.
Other than the, what is it? The museum auction. Other than the auction?
Yeah. Which he definitely...
All his major gambles kind of pay off for him.
Yeah, his problem is he doesn't know when to quit.
Obviously, yeah.
That's the moral of the story.
Right? Yeah. Spoiler alert, he doesn't know when to stop. Yeah, but like I said, it's really weird because, they show him winning more. Other than, like...
So you could tell he knows his shit.
Yes, he knows what's going on.
Yeah. Even, like, with the sports betting, like, when it comes to Kevin Garnett gets involved, it's like, he knows the game.
Absolutely. And I don't blame him for, like, if I met, like, Shaquille O'Neal in, like, 2006 and it was like, oh, hey, I got a game tomorrow. This is what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd bet money on it, for sure. Yeah. Even if you had like a broken ankle, be like, dude, I met Shaq. It's got to be good.
It's got to win.
Yeah.
It's my famous friend now.
So again, I don't blame him for like doing some of the things he does and doubling down when he does to an extent.
Yeah.
But that's also because of the universe. Everyone's shitty in the movie.
I was about to say, there's no good people in this movie. Mm-hmm. When you feel bad for one person, the next scene they show you something that's like, oh, he's also a piece of shit.
I don't even say that. I don't even think it goes to the next scene. They don't give you a chance to even, like, I have a neutral feeling to this person. Like, it's literally the second you see someone, it's like, well, you might as well be punching a child in the face.
Yeah.
I don't like you.
Because, like, the whole exchange with Kevin Garnett over the gem in the ring, he gives him the uncut gem that he gets from Ethiopia that he thinks is worth millions of dollars. And Kevin Garnett is like spiritually attached to the fucking thing.
Yes.
And he's like, oh, just let me rub it and I'll give you my championship ring. And he gives him the ring. And you're like, okay, that's a fair trade-off. And then Adam Sandler walks around the corner and pawns it. In like 5 seconds. It's so fast.
Yes. It's like literally that same scene. I guess it counts as a different scene because it transitions out of the building, but I'm pretty sure the camera lingers on him. It's just he goes instantly.
Yeah. Swap. Okay, don't lose my ring now. Okay, I won't lose your ring. That quick goes, pawns the ring, places, like doubles down on another bet. Mm-hmm. And then...
Oh my God, yes, he doesn't just... He pawns his ring for a different bet money, and then places the bet on the game. I forgot that. I thought he put the ring on the game because I'm like, it's shitty, but it makes sense.
Well, because when he goes back, finally, after everything, to get that ring, he has to pawn another ring. His next ring... What's the dude's name? I can't remember his Lakeith Stanfield.
Yes.
I can't remember his character's name. But yeah, he's like, what's up with you Jews and loving basketball?
Yeah, so I get it. So I would think that the Knicks or whatever team that is...
Probably New York.
Yeah, was his home team. So it seems really weird that he's like, oh, I'm going to bet money for another team to win.
Boston, of all teams, like hated rival, same demographic, like... Crazy.
Yeah, but that ring is sentimental to him that he pawns back to get KD's ring to then blah, blah, blah.
To go get his shitty little stole.
Yes. Anyway, we're still relatively early into the movie when we're talking about, before we went off on this tangent. Yeah, like the second scene, he then goes and pawns KD's ring. But before that, why he's like, why KD is so attached to the gem is... the glass breaks on the case, correct? Because he's like, don't lean on the case, and he's like holding the gem, and he has that like lightning moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he's like, I feel a spiritual connection, and then...
So I don't blame him, but like honestly, I think KD is still the asshole in that because like he can get a replacement for that ring. He doesn't have anything truly sentimental left. like on the table. Meanwhile, Adam Sandler, who has been waiting for this gem for what is it? Like he says like 6 months or a year he's been working on this deal.
Yeah.
And it comes in a tuna, and I love it. It's so good. I can't believe we didn't talk about that scene.
I forgot all about that. That is
before the gem gets brought out. Yeah, a tuna delivery or something like that. And he just goes like wrist deep into a tuna in his office to like recover the gem. And I love it. It's genuinely a good scene. Visually.
It's hilarious. Like, just now I thought about it. The whole movie is based on the premise that this rock is worth what he believes it's worth.
I don't think that's the real value.
No, because at the auction, it's like a fraction of that. Like, he gets
it's like
less than $200,000. And the appraisal,
I think it was $90,000. It was like auction, or it's gonna be as, and then he was like, "Come on."
His uncle or whatever has to buy it for him.
The good uncle, right?
The good uncle.
The good uncle. Yeah, it is. It is.
And he's got to buy it he's got to run up the auction on KG.
Yeah.
Assuming it was going to get to $1 million. I don't know what he thought.
I don't look it up because I'm actually curious what the amount was. But yeah, he pawns KG's ring, places a bet for them to win, and I believe he loses. Correct? The first game?
No, that's why he's so okay with it, because he wins. He actually goes off.
Oh yes, he does win.
He actually goes off, and so then he starts buying into the KG hype. The KG was buying into it. He's like, "Oh, what if this dude does got the rock, and I got the inside because I'm the plug with the rock."
It's true.
So he's thinking he's just going to bet millions on KG, and
he thinks his life is going to change, and there's so many scenes where his life is in his mind going to change. But like we were saying, everyone's a piece of shit in the movie, and it was written like that, obviously.
Yeah. All right. So looking up the value of the gem itself, it says it's between 4,000 and 5,000 carats in the movie. Estimated up to 3,000 per carat. Total worth between 12 and 15 million is what they told him in the movie.
12 and 15 million.
And
wow.
They lose it in the auction. Or no, they win it in the auction.
Yes.
For like, I know it's less than $200,000 because that's
it's 190.
Because that's when KG backs out.
KG was supposed to hit 200,000 and end it right there. The whole movie was supposed to end.
So
why was he willing to let it go for 200 though?
I think that's all he needed to pay off his.
But someone just how many million? 50 million.
Estimated value of 15 million.
15. Wow. Yeah, I wouldn't have even on my worst day. I'm about to,
I guess that's like the ultimate degenerate gambler move, though.
Wow.
Throw something in an auction and put 15 million as your hopes, dreams of this. You're like,
wow. So his life, in his mind, was going to change when he held that rock.
Oh yeah.
So that just makes me double down.
That's why he was shitting when the fish came. He's like, oh, the world's going to change.
Well, to be fair, he's like that when he gets a fucking hoagie on 5th Street.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Yeah, but okay, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. His life really was going to change.
Like, in his head. So, he was for real.
That's just, it makes me double down on the fact that KG was a piece of shit. Because he could have got another championship ring. All you got to do is call your fucking manager and be like, I lost it.
But, the whole movie's based on that value and him thinking it's worth that. So he just keeps fucking people over thinking he's got 15 million coming to him.
I don't blame him.
He's like,
I don't blame him.
I'm going to run the tab up. The city can kill me. When the check clears for 15 mil, I'll pay everybody else.
Yes, speaking of the city's going to kill him, like we're saying, everyone is up his ass the whole movie. He owes a lot of money to multiple people. One of them being his uncle. A different uncle than who helps him at the auction.
Ahmed? And if I'm not mistaken,
I believe so.
I think so, because they're in the same car.
Yes. He is with him originally.
He's with him at the auction because the whole time he's trying to kill him.
Yes, they get him on the street. Yes. He gets knocked around. I think this is 3 or 4 times by the time this late scene we're talking about in the movie. The first one is at the high school, I believe, is when he first gets assaulted. No,
I think he gets beat up in his office.
Yes, it's his office first.
Because then his nose bleeds. And he's got toilet paper up his nose
and his,
for 45% of the movie.
His mistress is comforting him.
Yeah.
/ co-worker. But she doesn't work there, let's be real. But yeah, he gets knocked around at least, I'm going to say 4 times throughout the whole movie, and they're all pretty good scenes. They could have lingered a little bit. I think these are the only scenes that they really linger on certain characters and certain moments because the movie is so fast-paced. It's literally, there's no quote-unquote wasted scenery in the movie. There's no panoramic shots of like the atmosphere. They don't show you New York City from a sky level. It's all on the ground, which I think is awesome because most shots in New York City and most movies, you think like a TriStar Godzilla or like any sort of monster movie like King Kong or a mob movie where they show like this is their borough. They always show in the sky shots or have to show you the Statue of Liberty. This take of New York is
on the ground.
It's on the ground in the steam drains.
It's fucking claustrophobic feeling. The entire, like, I feel like there's no sky shots at all.
I don't think so. I think the biggest...
It feels like there's a dude with a camcorder following Adam Sandler around getting his ass beat.
Right, it's like a high production Cloverfield. I think the most beautiful establishing shot is his house in Long Island or something like that. They purposely show you the outside in his car to be like... Look at this fantastic home. See?
He is successful.
Yeah.
Kind of. You know, like...
Yeah, I feel like that was the only reason why they showed the shot. Because it's not like to establish a happy home. His house is a terrible atmosphere. Everyone's dog shit, including his children.
Yeah.
So I think the only reason to show that establishing shot was to show his wealth.
Eric Bogosian is the actor's name.
The uncle who he owes money to? Okay. You see him a lot. He's one of those, like...
background mafia looking guys.
I don't want to call him C character, but he's very rarely a B character, and if he is, he's really not, because even in this movie, he's probably the closest thing to a B character that's not a B character, because
he's definitely the middleman of the entire situation.
Yeah,
between Adam Sandler and.
It does. He bridges the world. Other than
Russian, I don't know what those dudes were. Irish, just
his uncles, henchmen, bodyguard guys. Oh my God, I don't know. I want to say they're Jewish. From what I understand about the Diamond District into the religion of Jewish culture, they're very stuck together. Very, very stuck together.
Yeah.
Like there's a couple Jewish communities in New York. And I think maybe New Jersey has some where they don't have police departments. They have their own police departments. So, like, I would imagine that his henchmen are Jewish. I would imagine, especially in the area, because the whole movie, other than a couple scenes, takes place in the Diamond District.
Yeah, that's true.
So I wouldn't imagine he's going to trust outsiders, especially with his nephew.
That is crazy. For as busy as the movie is, you only go in 5 buildings?
Oh, God.
Probably 5. Like, you go to the bank, you go to the pawn shop, you go to his shop. You're in the Boston Celtics arena, and you're in his house. The rest of it is like...
I'm going to say 7, because...
The high school...
Yeah, the high school and the cars, and where the scene in after high school beat up, where he gets stripped, and like they're like, you owe us money, we're done fucking around, we saw you place a bet.
Because I think he knew when he sealed him in the room, it was like, there's no way they're going to let this go. And they knew they weren't going to let this go because they had already canceled the bet. That's why they were so hot.
Yes.
They're just like, you're not going to win because you can't win. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was saying. They treat him like he's a fucking loser, and he is a fucking loser. But he's a good loser. He wins way more than he loses. He's just slimy.
Yeah,
he's just a
degenerate gambler to a T.
Yeah,
to a T.
He's not even just a degenerate gambler. He's a degenerate in every way. I mean, he cheats on his wife, which has no excuse.
Yeah,
divorce her if you're done.
Yeah.
I don't care about kids.
Yeah,
divorce him. He has a mistress. He has a second apartment. Right. And then he has that nice house. So he's clearly winning. And he's got KG coming into his jewelry store. I mean, this is the Diamond District. It's not like he's
Furby chain. You can't forget about the
You never forget about the Furby chain. The 2 scenes I remember the most about this movie, and they make the movie worthwhile, is the Furby chain scene and midway through the movie where his girlfriend gives The Weeknd a 10-second hand job over the pants, and I think he
punches The Weeknd.
He does get a hit. He does get a hit. He slams Weeknd real good.
That is one of the longest scenes in the movie.
It is.
The entire weekend club.
It is.
Because, like, he's frantic. He goes into the club.
And the movie just stops.
Yeah. And there's a full-on weekend performance in the movie.
Like, he has a, what is that man's name? Lakeith? I hate to say it.
Lakeith Stanfield.
Lakeith.
Yeah.
Lakeith. He has a argument with Lakeith because Lakeith is essentially the bane of his existence.
Yeah.
You want...
His whole in with the celebrity crowd?
Yes.
I'm guessing because he's friends with Kevin Garnett. Way into that upper echelon Diamond District world he needs to be in.
Lakeith, as a piece of shit, he is the gem of real people in the movie. He is his gateway to
and then he just gets
the
greedy.
sweet life. He's his easy street. But he's not, because like I said, Lakeith is probably the biggest villain. Even though the uncle is a bookie and he owes him money and he's letting him off, but he's still sucker punching him and breaking his nose, etc. No, that's a different person that breaks his nose. That's someone else.
That's his sidekick.
Yes, so-and-so.
The little blonde-headed guy.
Yes.
I can't remember his name.
But yeah, Lakeith, I don't know how Adam Sandler keeps him around. I don't know how Howard kept him around, because every scene he's in, I want to take a ball-peen hammer to Lakeith.
Yeah.
He's bad.
He does something every time.
He's slimier than Howard is.
Yeah.
That's really weird, because they try to make such an effort to make Howard a piece of shit. Like I said, they make him out to be a loser. But everyone around him is probably a bigger loser than he is.
Yeah.
So it almost seems like everyone's seething of jealousy to a small extent.
Yeah.
In like a Freudian way, because he's winning all his bets. He's just not paying them back.
Exactly. That's what it is. That's what it is.
So everyone else is a loser except him.
And what it is, it's like the guy that knows a guy. The whole movie is a guy that knows a guy.
Yes.
There's always a middleman. There's always another step to be took to get to what I need.
But I feel like that's life, and that's New York, especially in that sect.
The celebrity crowd of it. Yeah, I would imagine.
You're never in a picture with The Weeknd, but you have a picture of The Weeknd in your phone.
Yeah. Like,
with him. But he's not posting it. You have it.
You have it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's kind of his character, is like he's that background of everything, and he's really trying to get way higher in the world. But for some reason, like the world just keeps dropping down on him. Like, nope, that's not happening. So it seems like if there was no outside interference.
One of the best scenes is when Adam Sandler and Lakeith Stanfield's fighting, and they're in the jewelry shop. And he's like, well, give me my fucking watches back. And they go in the safe.
Oh, yes.
And all of his watches are gone. And he's like, what the fuck did you do?
Oh, those are different. Yeah, they're a different pawn.
And he was like, oh man, I was giving them away as gifts. He was like, what are you mad about? The watches were fake. He's like, no, motherfucker, the boxes cost money. Because he had real boxes with fake watches in them.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of the best.
I forget that line. Yeah. That's awesome.
Like, no, motherfucker, them boxes cost money.
If that doesn't describe, like, the mecca of, like, how the world really is, you're getting fucked over, but you're paying for something.
Yeah.
You're getting... Like, you buy a pair of bootleg Nikes, you're paying for the real box.
The real box.
You're paying for, like, the real tags on it.
Yeah.
But the shoe is...
Somebody, before you
fake.
went to a clearance department, or clearance section and shoe department, and just bought out all the Nikes for the boxes.
Yeah.
That's what's going on.
Yeah, that's pretty much, like, they went to, like, thrift stores, or, like, they're the people who buy, like, PlayStation 4 box only.
Yeah.
On eBay, but like the box only is small print. He's that person.
Oh.
Lakeith Stanfield is that person.
Yes. The whole movie.
That's terrible. I forgot that the boxes were real and the watches were fake.
And it's so funny because gives him shit for the Furby chain early in the movie. He's like, nobody wants to buy your fucking Furby chain.
Which is false. Which is false. That's the biggest lie of the whole movie. Yes. The biggest lie is that no one wants to buy a Furby chain.
And it had the thing in the back to move the eyes.
Yeah. Bro, I would sell your kid for a Furby chain. I would sell someone else's child for a Furby chain.
For real.
Only because I don't have my own. It's dope. It's dope.
But then the audacity to come back and be like, Give me my fake watches and the real boxes.
It's awesome.
I guess that's New York.
But yeah, I'd say Lakeith is the biggest villain of the movie. He's the worst person. Like when he's in the stadium, Boston Celtics to meet KD. Which, by the way, I love that scene because as we said, Adam Sandler pawns said ring. He doesn't have it with him.
Yeah,
but he's going to the Boston Celtics stadium, about to like shove his size 12 up KG's ass to get his gem back, but he doesn't have his ring, and it's the nuts on everyone in this movie. Like I said, everyone's a piece of shit, and there's like, give me this back, and it's like, okay, fine, can I have this? I don't have it. I sold it.
Let me go get it. It's like, what?
Then why are you here?
Yeah,
it's so good. I
forget.
It's great
that happened like that. In the movie.
Yes, he doesn't have his ring, but he still shows up at the stadium.
Like, fuck it, we're driving to Boston right now.
And he still gets mad when Lakeith, hence why I was saying he was an asshole, he's walking with Howard from like the car
all the way
to the locker room.
Yeah.
That's probably another long scene that you don't realize is probably one of the longer scenes in a movie because the camera steady stays in these two characters. But yeah, he like literally is like, oh, he's not with me. And just keeps walking without losing a beat. And it's so good. And Howard's like, what the fuck?
I'm with him. You watched me walk in with
It's fantastic. But yeah, he doesn't even have KG's ring. He doesn't have it. And he's like expecting to get his gem back.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. No one's a good person.
God, that's such a good scene.
It is. I honestly, that was the first, like I said, every scene Lakeith is in, and he's in probably 3 or 4 scenes before this moment. I think he's pretty much out of the movie at that point. It's just via cell phones now. And when he comes back to get the fake watches.
Pop-up appearances, because after that, it's phone tag for a while.
Yeah.
Nobody's answering the phone.
It's really weird because it's like the movie just kind of like stops introducing characters and it stays on these 3 or 4 characters.
And then it goes back to his home life, I think, with his wife and everything and the kids.
Yeah, really out of fucking place. They didn't need his wife in the movie or his kids.
No.
They didn't add anything substantial to the movie. It almost seemed like they halfway through we're like, oh, we need filler. So they filmed like a quarter of a Soprano episode.
Oh, I guarantee I know what happened. Somebody was standing there and was like, we need depth in this character.
Yeah, I don't care about this character. Why should I care?
We need depth in this character.
And
like, so now he needs to cheat on his wife. His son needs to know. His daughter needs to not give a fuck. All kind of shit happens.
I liked, I don't want to say I liked he cheated on his wife. It filled in that he was a piece of shit.
Oh, yeah.
But they didn't need to show his wife.
No.
I would have been more impactful if he wasn't. If it was like a photo on the desk that was dropped over.
Yeah.
In something. Like I didn't
or like him looking at it, honey, I'll be home when he's totally not gonna be home. He's gotta go to Boston without the ring to get the
like maybe a scene but she's in like 2 or 3 scenes, but like maybe a scene just to like establish that she's the stereotypical New York Jewish princess where she's like nothing's good enough.
What was it? Was it a breakfast scene?
No.
Where she is just like, I'm done, and she's like packing up and leaving, and he's like, no, don't leave.
No, I think it's after. I think it's between breakfast and dinner. It's after because I think it's Passover or Seder or something like that.
That's what it is. They're going to the bar mitzvah.
I think it's the daughter's.
Somebody's
it's
bar mitzvah.
Bat mitzvah is the female bat mitzvah. I know that for some reason. I'm not Jewish, but yes, bar mitzvah is the boy equivalent, and bat mitzvah is the female equivalent.
Yeah,
which I didn't know existed. And that's I think how I found it out because I was like someone mentioned it and I was like, you're saying bar mitzvah wrong.
Yeah,
because they're like bat mitzvah, and I was like, I googled and I was like, oh, they have those. It's like a quinceañera for little Jewish girls. That's dope. I didn't know that. That was just boys. Because you don't hear much about Jewish women in their culture, at least from the outside perspective.
You don't. No. Yeah,
it's a lot of tales of like, again, Old Testament Bible.
Yeah.
So you don't really hear other than like, oh, she cheated on his wife or she bore 90 children.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really weird that like it's like, oh yeah, we have a whole separate thing. Sorry, that was a weird tangent, but yeah, they establish his wife as like a piece of shit who's nothing's good enough for her, and that's fine. But it's just, what's the point of introducing more unlikable characters?
Exactly. The whole movie is loaded with unlikable characters. I think the only one I liked a little was the son. After he finds out, it's like, The dude next door says you got a hot chick in your apartment, Dad. Are you cheating on Mom?
Right. It reminds me of like a Big Daddy scene where it's like so blatant, like, what's a hooker?
Yeah.
It's so good.
Like, oh, don't worry about that kid.
Yeah, it's so good.
He just tried to brush it off. His kid's old, though.
He's
like
the kid's
13.
like 16 or some shit. And he's like, you don't even know what this is. And I'm like,
definitely know. Who's his neighbor? His neighbor was somebody famous.
oh God, I don't know.
Fuck, I forgot.
You know who would have been fantastic as like a scummy, shitty New York neighbor who's never going to be mentioned would be Tom Sizemore.
Yeah.
Let's remake the whole movie, but replace this one scene with Tom Sizemore.
Neighbor,
That's who he reminded me of. Like, it was just supposed to be like that greasy. I think he's even wearing like a tank top and like just that greasy fuckboy.
Because his kid's got a shit.
Yes.
And his toilet's broke.
Yeah.
So
no, his toilet's not broken. He just didn't want
him to shit.
He just didn't want him to be like, hey, this is my girlfriend, by the way. But yeah, he like tries to shrug it off, and the kid's like fucking 16. He's like, oh, you don't even know what this is.
It's
like, listen.
It's hilarious.
You don't want to know what this kid has Googled by this age. He knows what a mistress is. He knows you're cheating. But yeah, like I said, the family scenes remind me of like a quarter of a filler episode of Sopranos. It's just like, it's really weird and bland, and they expect you to care about these characters. It's like out of context Breaking Bad of just family.
Oh,
like, what
God.
the fuck is this? It makes no sense. It has nothing to do with story, no bearing. Yeah, he cheats on his wife.
Yeah.
We know that. We don't need to show his wife.
We guess that.
The only scene that would have been good that should have kept with the family is the high school scene where he's at a musical or some sort of...
his daughter's in a play.
Some sort of ceremony or musical. Yeah. And his uncle is there, obviously, who he owes money to. And they just jump him there.
Yeah.
Drag him into a car, throw him in a dumpster. Throw him in the trunk after they like strip him. He's like completely naked, no jewelry, and he calls his wife and he's like, I locked the keys in the trunk. Come get it. I could see that scene. I would have liked to see. Like, I wanted to see the trunk opening scene and just a naked, fetal, beaten up Adam Sandler crying.
It's the same guy that punches him in the nose in the park.
Yes.
The blonde headed henchman. Yeah. And like he turns around.
The side henchman.
Like he turns around and looks up behind him in the crowd, and he's sitting there, and he's like, "This is disrespectful. This is my family." And he's like, "You owe us money," and he punches him.
I love that he says it to his uncle, and he's also surprised his uncle is there. It's like, listen, I get it. It's not like they're not a normal family. But they're also more close-knit, and I think that is supposed to be emphasized, hence the reason it's the Jewish culture.
Jewish culture, yeah.
You go to your niece's shows. You go to your grandmother's knitting club.
Yeah, everything. Fucking
family.
Kindergarten ceremony. The whole fucking Louis.
Your 7 uncles are dropping you off for your first day of kindergarten. It's really weird. So yeah, he's like surprised his uncle is there, and I'm like, the fuck? And then he's surprised.
His kid's bar mitzvah.
Right. And then he's surprised that he's pissed. You still haven't paid him. And that's when they tell him, oh, we cancel a bet. And he was like, you can audibly see Adam Sandler shit his pants when he's like, you canceled the bet?
You canceled the bet, yeah.
They won. I've been listening to it with like an earbud during this whole... They won. I thought, I have a boner right now. I have money coming to me. It's insane.
What's that dude's name? I just saw it.
Who?
The Jim of the movie.
Oh.
The old guy at the end.
Yes, I forget his name. Anyway, let's get back to the plot. He owes everyone money, and the movie's very claustrophobic, very scene by scene by scene. And every scene, someone's either hitting them up saying, you owe me money, or he's placing another bet, or he's just getting sucker punched in the middle of the street. And you're just like, okay. It's really weird. It's very claustrophobic, and I almost don't like it because there's no likable characters.
Yeah, no likable characters at all. One of the least likable characters is his side piece, the chick.
Yes.
The over the pants hand job.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I don't blame her for. I can speak for everybody. It's not cheating if The Weeknd is like, hey, can you give me an over the pants handy? I'd be pissed off if they didn't do it. I'd be so pissed off. So, like, the fact that he sucker punches The Weeknd, that's uncalled for. He's a piece of shit for that one.
Absolutely. The entire thing with The Weeknd is uncalled for. I
don't know why it's in there.
I don't know if he was like off tour and was just like in town and was like, hey, I want to be in a movie with Adam Sandler.
I don't. It's 2019 is when the movie. So I imagine 2018-ish is when the movie was being filmed, etc. It's really weird because I don't. Yes, The Weeknd has been popular for a long time, probably 6-7 years, some shit now. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan. I don't have a problem with him. I like him, but I don't remember his hits. Was Starboy and like etc. out in 2019?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
You could have trimmed it out of the movie.
Could have done without it. This could have been a 90 movie, and we could have been hectic and claustrophobic and anxiety-ridden.
It could have been the same length if they would have extended some scenes. Like I said, some longer shots would have really helped the movie. I don't like how claustrophobic it is. I get that was the point of filming it, to be very fast, very claustrophobic, but I don't like it. I wanted a couple more establishing, lingering shots. Even if it's him at the diner eating the turkey sub and just chilling for 5 minutes, it would have been a deserved 5 minutes of chill in the movie.
Absolutely.
Because your tension's so high. Like I said, everyone on the street he owes money to. Like, there's not a character they introduced that he doesn't owe money to. So if they would have had a cliche diner scene and a nice waitress, it would have been fantastic because like she could have came up to him with like a glass of water and he flinches.
Yeah.
Or expects another fucking sucker punch.
Somebody's gonna hit this dude.
So it would have been nice for an establishing shot and cut out the Weeknd shit and cut out the family stuff because
they should have.
It adds nothing.
I would have liked, like you're saying, a diner scene somewhere kind of early to establish that he, like you're saying, he's a piece of shit and why he owes people money and how much money. Because I feel like there should be a ticker at the bottom of the fucking screen and like
subtitled, by the way, information, you're in New York and he owes $10,000
like Grand Theft Auto when you paint your car, you know, like your money's down there and then minus $100. I feel like we need that counter because
I would have liked it.
I want to know where he ends up, like before the final deal. Like, is he up? Is he down? I don't remember.
Yeah, because like I said, I want to guess he probably owes at least $500,000 because he owes at least $120 to one person, and there's at least 3 other bookie/mob people he goes through or he owes money to. So I imagine he owes at least almost that to everyone else.
Because there's the scene where he's at his house with his wife and his kids and everything.
Yes.
And he's ignoring them and he's watching the basketball game. And because he's got a 3-way parlay and he's trying to make sure all 3 of his boxes are ticked. Before he does it again and sends the chick to pay.
He's watching the game.
He's so hype about it.
Yes.
And so he wins. A 3-way parlay, you're going to win a lot of money on that.
See, I don't know.
You got to hit 3 different items to win at all.
Oh, yes. It's like he has to be wearing white shoes, and it has to be a knockout, and it has to be in the 3rd round.
Gotcha. Like, I know at the end, it's like Kevin Garnett needs so many points, so many rebounds, and because he's the center, the tallest guy on the
has to be the final shot.
He has to win the tip-off in the beginning of the game. Where he throws the ball. He has to get the tip. If he doesn't win that,
game's over.
Game's over right there. But he wins, at the end, he wins the tip. He gets the points. He gets the blocks.
Oh, so I don't blame him for, like, at the end scene where he is, like...
fucking through the roof.
Yeah, we're fast-forwarding a bit, sadly. But like, there's... A lot of the... Like I said, it's very claustrophobic, but a lot of the scenes shouldn't be there.
It's just filler. Like, as far as, like, story of a movie goes...
It could have been a short film. It could have been a 30-minute film or the same length with longer establishing shots. Yeah. It's a lot of filler. It would have been. I'd love to see an edited version of this film to like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Of you want to talk about fast paced?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I would have loved that.
Because it feels like one movie is the city shit. It's the claustrophobia, the you owe money, look out over your shoulder, go place this bet, don't go place this bet. All of that feels like one movie. And then the whole him going home thing with the side piece.
The Weeknd shit. That whole family weekend thing could have been another film.
And then the whole basketball part of it is it's its own world.
It honestly, now that we're talking about this, I didn't realize how much I love the film. Don't get me wrong. I think it could be trimmed.
And if you think, like, the grand scheme of it, the whole movie takes part in 3 or 4 days. I only say 3 or 4 days because of the basketball.
It's less than a week. It's less than a week.
Because they're in the playoffs.
But it's like semifinal playoffs or some shit. Yeah.
It's the turnaround. He's 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. So it's
definitely less than a week.
But the movie's contained pretty much within a week. Safely.
I'd say probably 5 days at most. It's definitely less than a week. I'm going to be guessing at 5, only because there's probably a day in between of everything. Like I said, there's like probably nothing happened the same day of his daughter's thing or Passover dinner. It's probably a bland day in there.
And those, like we were saying, those are unnecessary shots other than the fact that they throw the uncle in the background to come whisper in his ear like, you stupid motherfucker.
And again, it's a C character.
Yeah.
He could have been a B character if they would have cut out all these other side things, and it would have been better.
And he could have been a B character had they made him the uncle, I think it's his uncle.
It's his uncle, yes.
If he would have been the leader.
Here's some more music for your ears. You can earn 40,000 membership rewards points with American Express Green after spending $2,000 on your card in your first 6 months of card membership. What's more, you can even split up purchases of $100 or more into equal monthly installments with a fixed fee, thanks to Planet. Learn more at americanexpress.com/explore-green. Offer available to new card members. Terms apply. Here's some more music for your ears. You can earn 40,000 membership rewards points with American Express Green after spending $2,000 on your card in your first 6 months of card membership. What's more, you can even split up purchases of $100 or more into equal monthly installments with a fixed fee, thanks to Planet. Learn more at americanexpress.com/explore-green. Offer available to new card members. Terms apply.
The head money guy.
Yeah, we were talking about this before we started. We don't know if the uncle is technically the I don't want to say mob boss, but I don't know if he's the head guy.
There's 3 people,
or just like a second in charge, because they act like he's the head guy, but they also in the same breath act like he's not, because it always like, I'm doing you a favor
by not killing your cousin, and
I'm putting my neck out in the line by this favor. It's not like I'm cutting you some slack. It's not Godfather. He seems like he seems like Joe Pesci, or
it's
De
like,
Niro.
You stupid motherfucker! If your cousin doesn't pay me, I'm gonna beat his ass.
I'm gonna kill you.
Money.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill you if he doesn't pay up. So they act like he's top shit,
because by the end he knows that they're gonna kill him, and he's just like, this is useless when they're trapped in the little room.
Yes.
And it's just,
I feel like that's what made it easier for the henchmen to kill his uncle, because
there was no...
All they had, they're like fourth party, they're unnamed henchmen number 1 and 2.
Just go collect my money, people. You know?
Yeah, they're not anyone. So I feel like it's easier for them to disappear. It's not like, oh, we killed the mob boss. Well, now everyone's going to come for us because we were obviously seen with... King shit a fuck mountain last.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's the high ranking mob guy.
Which just makes it all more fucky.
Which is why he's a C character even more.
What kind of fucking mafia bookie ring is letting this dude run up hundreds of thousands of fucking dollars?
I would love to owe these people money.
Yeah, like... I owe Capital One like $1,000, and they won't leave me the fuck alone.
I have a hospital bill from like 5 months ago. I'm not paying for like $1,600, and I'm fucking guaranteed every week to get a letter by these motherfuckers.
The amount of money in paper.
I'm heating my house with these wanted letters. Like, it's insane.
I'm telling you,
it's well. Then they act. It's really weird because it seems like this movie it's a short story, in my opinion, and it seems like it's based off like in the vein of almost like Lucky Number 11, where it's like, you're gonna get killed for fucking $10,000.
Yeah, not even any money. And by the end of it, it's just because you're a piece of shit.
Like, you owe us $50,000. You're in Mexico at this point
because you're such a piece of shit.
And he owes one person over $100,000. It's fucking insane. I would love to owe these people money.
It is.
Yeah, you see all these like older mob movies, and it's like, yeah, you owe $50,000, and you're down Borneo way in blackface hiding. Like, it's insane. You've spent $100,000 in plastic surgery, and they only found you because your social security number. Like, it's insane that he owes multiple people hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they just let him go.
I know,
which I think is again the Jewish family, not family in some respects because he owes other people money, but like that. It's a weird amount of leeway you get in it seems like in their society where it's like I said, they have their own police departments. It's like they don't want to send you to jail.
They want you to do right.
They want to, in their mind, reform you and let you have the benefit of the doubt. But none of these people deserve the benefit of the doubt.
No. And this movie was what, 2019?
2019, yes.
What is is it modern times?
Yes. You show him using the iPhone. I think it's probably at that point, like, it seems like it's... It seems like ultimately an alternate.
Yeah. You know he's a degenerate piece of shit.
Yeah, I think it is of current time. It's not a
no
slightly period piece. It's not like a Jonah Hill. This is the 90s because they show him using an iPhone, and I'm pretty sure the BMW is like a 2019 or 2018. He drives and shit.
And Garnett and them being in the playoffs, that would have had to have been right there before he retired.
I believe so. Like I said, I'm not a huge basketball fan.
Maybe a couple years prior because I think he retired from Brooklyn, but whatever.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not a basketball fan, so that was another thing I was out of the movie for. I cared. I got it. But I didn't know what was going on. And it was like, oh, I know what a semifinal is. I know what a playoff is. But, like, it was like, oh, you know, like you're saying, he placed a three-way parlay. And it's like, I don't bet.
Yeah.
I watch a little bit of football. I watch a little bit of basketball and, like, stuff like that. But I don't, I'm not betting money. I don't do fantasy football. I don't know who gets drafted.
That's what was crazy. Like, I kind of keep up with the NBA a little bit. Mm-hmm. A little, you know, I try to. But even with that, and as much as they blew Kevin Garnett in the movie, the basketball, like...
he seemed out of play. Okay,
I was out of play.
I was going to ask you, because, yeah, you're more of a basketball, at least more than me. It seemed like KG was a weird pick. As, like, this is your basketball player of the film.
I could see it happening. You know, he's kind of he's an intense dude. He sees a fucking rock. Oh, the rock gives me, let me get the rock. Cool, but like just the whole thing, like
it just seemed like it wasn't like Kyle Irving.
Yeah,
someone.
Yeah, like
I think Kyle Irving's basketball, correct?
Kyrie. Yeah,
Kyrie, and who's the other guy? Like I think Harden is his name. Or
yeah,
something like that.
Beard.
Yes. I love him. Those seem like bigger names than KG.
For sure. But
that's what seemed weird to me because it was like, yeah, everyone's like, oh, KG. And I'm like, I've never heard I've heard the dude's name, but it's not like Shaq or Rodman or Kyrie. I don't hear his name. So it seemed weird
that's what
KG
threw me
was
off
that guy.
Because KG retired from Brooklyn with the Nets. The movie, he's in Boston with the Celtics still. He was in Boston for a long time.
Okay.
But he went to Brooklyn. I was in college. He was in Brooklyn in like 2014. Something like that.
Did he go back?
So is the movie set 5 years?
Actually, is that why you asked if it was a period piece?
That's why I'm saying. If it is a period piece, that's a weird fucking period to pick.
It might actually be, or alternate universe. I don't know.
Is this 7 years before
anything currently? Yeah, that's weird. Actually,
you see what I'm saying? Like. Because he played for Brooklyn for a little while.
It might be. We'll have to rewatch the movie. I don't want to actually look at the technology. I want to look at the cars. I want to look at the cell phones to place a date. Because it might actually be in that era. That's weird.
It's got to be which it's a fucking movie, so I don't think it matters as far as historical accuracy. Because it's in its own universe.
You know what? They might have been sitting on this script for a while.
They were.
That's probably why. They probably wrote it
back when
at that time, and we're not going to rewrite the fucking movie to put an iPhone 12 in there or put
because that's what Sandler said on.
So it is a period piece.
Tonight Show. Yeah,
I knew they waited like almost a decade. It was like 7 years or so for
something about it. His manager wouldn't give him the script or something like that.
It was that, and it was in the heyday of his Netflix, right before his Netflix thing.
Yeah, he signed
It was like right when he signed the Netflix thing where he did all those. I hate to say it. I'm not the biggest Adam Sandler fan when it comes to his comedy. His old stuff, you cannot touch. You cannot touch 8 Crazy Nights. You can't touch Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore.
Those are good.
I laugh at those still stoned or sober.
Waterboy.
But Magnificent Seven and those like 6 Jennifer Aniston movies.
Yeah, oh God.
That's not funny. I don't get them. So it's really
those were
weird.
Money movies.
And that's what we were talking about originally. This is this movie is why we actually have a podcast.
Yeah.
This was a straw that broke the camel's back. Essentially, we have been big movie fans for as long as we've been friends.
Yeah.
And we've been friends over a decade.
For sure.
A year after Hurricane Katrina, or the year of Hurricane Katrina.
So
2005 or
6, 7, yeah. Whenever I got here, whenever I got to Mississippi.
Yeah, same as me. Yeah. I think I came here like a year after you. So we've been friends for a hot minute. That was basically what we bonded on. We both coincidentally liked metal and punk. but movies was like the big talking point. We were always like, if nothing else,
we'll throw a movie.
We'll pop a movie on, and we've always been like just fanatic about it. We can talk forever about movies. We can love and appreciate movies.
Anything.
But this is what broke the camel's back, because it was like we've been trying to do podcast, YouTube video ideas for probably 5 or 6 years. And we never like settled and we're like, let's do this. Let's actually put work into it.
Yeah.
Until we watched Uncut Gems. And it was such a movie that I was like, I need to talk about it.
Just a mind fuck. Because to this day, we're almost an hour into the podcast now, not counting all the times we talked about this movie previously. And I still can't tell you if it's a good movie.
Yes, I have major complaints every time I talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But I like the movie.
I can't tell you if it's bad. I can't tell you if it's good. Because I don't know what I want.
Uncut Gems isn't Schindler's List or Kill Bill or Jaws.
No.
But it kind of is. It's almost as good as it's about the same par as A24 movies. Because this is an A24 production. It reminds me of Green Room. Not reminds me of Green Room, but it has the same vibe.
Green Room-esque.
It has that same, like, it's a great movie, but it's not.
It's a very small story.
Yes.
Like we made a full-blown production movie. I think it's full length. It's pretty long. It's nearly 2 hours if it's not.
Technically, the only thing to be feature length is over 40 minutes.
Yeah.
40 or 90 minutes is technically feature length. I think it's 40 minutes. So technically,
but it's almost a 2 hour movie.
It's at least an hour 20, I'm going to say. Because it seemed like the last 15 minutes, I was like, A, it's very claustrophobic. I want it to end.
Yeah.
But the last 15 minutes, it was like, they added a lot of shit.
Yeah.
They try to tie up loose ends. Like,
that scene in particular reminded me of the Goodfellas cocaine meatball sauce scene.
You keep talking about Goodfellas when we watch this, and when we talk about this movie. I have never actually fully seen Goodfellas as an adult.
We have to watch it.
I just have to at this point, because you keep mentioning, like, oh, it reminds me of this scene.
Well, that, and because...
Or, like, the vibe of this scene. Yeah. And I'm always like, I know it. I've seen the stuttering scene where Joe Pesci's like, you fucking... I've seen it.
And, like, I'm so ignorant just being from the South. I don't know what the fuck New York is. Look.
Right.
I don't know what this is.
All
I know is Goodfellas, okay? I watched the fuck out of Goodfellas. Miami is Scarface in the 70s. That's what I picture. Palm trees and cocaine.
Technically, I think it's 60-something. Because it's based... The events... there was a moment in time where Cuba had open borders and a bunch of Cuban refugees came and they locked them all under a bridge in a refugee camp. That is the start of Scarface, and that is a real event. And I want to say it's 65 or 68-ish, maybe 74. So it's around that era, and that's why I think about... Yeah, Scarface is 60s, 70s, Miami.
But that's my Miami, and Goodfellas is my New York.
Yeah.
That's all I know. That's all.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I have never been to New York, so that's one of my go-to New York movies.
I've been a couple times, and it's really weird.
And that's really more New Jersey.
I'm from the South, like he is.
New Jersey, you know.
Yeah, it's really weird because it's more in the suburbs of New York that you don't necessarily see. Like, it's in, like... I don't know. It's almost like filming in Ukiah, California, opposed to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Or Los Angeles, as per that example. Yeah, it's really weird. It takes place in suburbs of New York that you don't really see other than, like...
The, one block around his shop.
Yeah.
Because he's walking everywhere.
Which is all Diamond District area.
Yeah.
It's very...
He's walking to another pawn shop, to walk to another bank, to walk...
Which isn't as flashy.
It's just big buildings.
It's not what I picture in New York.
No.
I mean, other than, like, I watched the Spider-Man Sam Raimi's. That's what I picture when I think of New York. Like, real New York.
True.
I think of
Spider-Man.
that. Yeah, because it's, like, almost a glamorized, but still kind of down to earth.
Spider-Man's way more clean.
But it's not great. Yes. Yes.
I will give him that. New York looks like shit in the movie.
Yeah, I'm from the South, and like I said, I've been in New York a couple times. I've been to Chicago. I've been to, like, more northern big cities. It's really fucking weird. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. Even if you paid me, I couldn't live there. It's too much noise. It's too claustrophobic.
Too many people.
I didn't realize how much I like space.
Yeah.
Until I go up north. Because I went to Chicago for probably about 3 months, and I, quote-unquote, lived there. I fucking hated it.
Yeah.
I hated it. Every building is like a cardboard box with cutout windows.
Yeah, and you hear everything.
I can't do it. There's no scenery. If you want to see anything, go to a park.
You gotta go to a park, yeah.
I don't like that because, like, we're from the South. There's a yard. People have yards at least.
At least.
You have a fence. You don't get that in cities. I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it.
That and just like the overcrowded, overpopulation.
Yes.
Like just people just.
Oh, I don't like people, yeah.
Yeah,
and that adds to the movie of the claustrophobia because, like I said, everyone on the street he owes money to, and it's just like they just keep. You don't know who is going to come to him.
Oh, a pet peeve of mine with this fucking movie. Every line in the movie is repeated at least twice.
Is it?
Every line, I swear to God. When he, oh yeah, we'll get to it.
Yes.
The typical New York Jew, keep talking.
I'm repeating myself.
Brush you off while I walk away to go fuck the next
Soup
guy.
Nazi Seinfeld shit.
Yes,
yeah.
Oh my God. The whole movie is people talking over each other.
Oh, absolutely.
Repeating phrases. If it was just like layered conversation, that's like a...
It's not quitting dialogue. You're not going to get a full-blown conversation. It's two people... It reminds me of the...
frantically shouting at each other.
What are the two Muppets? The two old men.
Yeah.
That's who wrote the dialogue for this movie, is the two old men.
Like Eper and Roper's fucking puppets or whatever. I don't know their names.
Yeah, it reminds me of them. Everyone... I didn't realize that, but everyone repeats them fucking selves.
The whole movie.
It's so annoying.
And, like, no conversation ends. They just keep...
No, someone walks away or they hang up.
Yeah.
No one's done talking, quote unquote.
So that just adds to the overlapping...
Yeah, and that adds on to the fact that no one's a good person. That's what annoyed me about the movie. I wanted and I said since I saw the movie the first time, I wanted Patton Oswalt in a movie.
Yeah.
I wanted him to be his outside, not Jewish friend. Who was his Jiminy Cricket, his conscience telling him to stop.
His straight man.
No one told him to stop. I mean, people told him to stop, but no one was like, consciously, I care about you. Even other than his mistress. And his mistress, she loved him. I get it because she didn't fuck him over at the end of the movie.
But she was also equally...
Yeah, I don't feel like she was a good person either.
No.
I wanted Patton Oswalt because he's what I think about when I think about a New York person.
Yeah. Even if you wanted to take that character in the movie and kill him. You could kill his good angel in the movie. I would have been fine with that.
That is the final straw. Was like
at least you could have had that voice. So he could at least had the flashbacks of like, oh, remember when so-and-so told me to quit fucking up.
Even if he's in two scenes.
Yeah.
I wanted...
Kill him early because you owe him money. I don't care.
I wanted a conscience. I wanted someone to, like... That's why I wanted lingering scenes. I wanted lingering scenes... And I wanted Patton Oswalt. I don't want any other actor playing him. I wanted Patton Oswalt playing a conscious character.
Yeah.
I wanted him to be like, hey, just pay off blank and blank. Or, like, just stop. Or, like...
You gotta quit, man.
They tried that with the other good uncle who helped him out at the auction. But, like... Again, that could have been Patton.
He was just an enabler.
And I didn't care. He's in one scene.
He was just an enabler. He just kept fucking giving him more money to shut him up.
I don't know, fucking, yeah. And they just added him for no reason. He's not in any other scene. I don't care about him. And so it would have been better if there was a side character that was then in that scene. And I would have cared more. I would have felt tension during the auction. But the auction, like, they try to make it tense. They try to make it, we need to pump up this. We need to get cagey. I don't care about these people.
I wish they would have... like you're saying, built more tension to that scene, because that scene could have been awesome. It was a weird scene. I don't know. Have you ever seen The Social Network?
No.
The Facebook movie?
Nope.
There's a weird scene in that movie where the Winklevosses are at a rowing competition, and there's this wild fucking orchestra music playing in the background, and they're flashing between this and Mark Zuckerberg doing his thing. And it's just boom, 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 real fast, real quick. That auction scene could have done that.
And that...
Between Adam Sandler, the uncle, and Kevin Garnett.
Okay.
The whole time the uncle is giving Adam Sandler death eyes. But he's steadily doing what he wants him to do.
Yeah.
But they could have built that tension there. And the whole time Kevin Garnett's looking at Adam Sandler like, what the fuck is this?
Why are you?
Dude?
Yeah.
And what's going on? I told you I wanted The Rock. What's going on? They could have done a really cool thing with that scene. I'm explaining it really bad.
No, you're actually explaining it pretty much how it is. It's very bland. They try to make it tense, but there's no tension.
But I don't know if it's just because of the music and the Social Network at that scene, but it's just going back and forth, and finally, like, all the tension builds up, and it's a cork pop from the other team winning gold over the Winklevoss.
Now, I have a question about that. You're describing the scene.
Yeah.
I don't know what Winklevoss twins. That is the people he stole Facebook from?
Yeah.
Okay, I've heard the story, but I don't know it because I
pretty
don't
much
give
like
shit.
summarizing the scene. In the time it took them to lose a gold medal race, Mark Zuckerberg had created and launched Facebook.
Okay.
Literally from the time they got in the boat, back and forth. When they get out of the boat, it's done. It's up and running, and their little buddy who hired Mark Zuckerberg has to go find them and tell them that they just got fucked out of a website and you lost gold, and you're here at the Olympics. So it's just a really...
Sorry, I just had I just didn't know what you were talking about with tension. I'm like, I don't know who the fuck are the Winklevoss throwing twins.
Back and forth, and it's just...
Okay, so it's just a camera shot that's like dun 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 dun. Okay, that's dope.
And then boom, cork pops, and you're like, what happened? The other team's celebrating. They're pissed in the corner. Here comes their little friend. By the way, Zuckerberg.
I would have appreciated that. They could have done that. They would have made it better if the uncle or someone from a third-party phone.
Yeah.
If the uncle was not there in person or it was a phone person, because there was a phone, I don't know if y'all know this, auctions they allow, you can call in from Europe or China and be live with the auction with an interpreter.
And they didn't use that.
That's what irritated me. They had the option to have another outside tension part of the world, and they didn't. There's no tension in the movie. It's a very claustrophobic scene, very claustrophobic movie, but there's no tension.
There's no tension.
Because I don't care about anyone.
But that's what really, like, I was like, what are we doing?
That's what happens when you don't linger on scenes.
It felt like a dead scene. Like, it was just...
Yeah, it was...
he's just putting his little paddle up, bidding, and then he gets fucked at the end with 190.
Yeah, it seemed like KG didn't even...
like, you know what?
He didn't want to be there, and he didn't care about the gem anymore, and it was really weird because you're dropping almost, in your mind, $200,000 on something you don't care about. Yeah. It's just fucking weird to me. Yeah, there's no tension, and I would have appreciated it. And there is, like, no music for the movie.
None.
I didn't think about that until you were like, oh, this scene in another movie did this scene better. There's no music other than The Weeknd.
Also, Trent Reznor did the music for Social Network. So
what the fuck?
Yes. Also, on a side note, that may explain a little.
No shit.
Yeah.
Is it good?
Look, I'm weird. It's top 5 one of my favorite movies.
All right, you don't know this, but he's saying I'm weird to someone that's like 90% tattooed.
Yeah.
He's like, listen, I'm weird.
I like weird shit. Quirks.
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
But no, it is one of my favorite movies of all time. I don't know how to explain it. It's such a smart movie. You know what I'm saying? Just there's not a lot of room for like, oh, what's this? It's like, oh, well, you missed the point. Now here we are 5 minutes later in the movie. And the shit that you glanced over is very important.
Is the casting good? I know the cast. I know Justin Timberlake's in it. I know, not Andy Samberg kid is in it. What is his name?
Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg. I know he's in it. And
Spider-Man's in it.
Garfield or what?
Garfield.
I know they're in it, but how are they? Because I'll be honest, that's why I didn't see the movie. I don't care about Facebook, but I don't like any of the actors.
They're good. I don't know the personal story. Like the real interviews with the Winklevoss. I don't know who or how they act in real life.
But it's still a good movie besides that?
Yeah. Okay. Not knowing the backstory shit and what really happened and what didn't and all that.
Yeah.
Jesse Eisenberg plays a great little fucking ADD, Adderall-ridden Mark Zuckerberg fucking...
Actually...
100 to nothing.
Eisenberg, is he Zombieland?
Yes.
And he's
Luthor.
Actually in a couple... Don't say that. I hate... Man, listen, we're gonna get into this because probably the next one we're gonna record is Suicide Squad. I have a thing with superhero movies. I'm not against them, but they can very, 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 very quickly be done shitty. And man, everything about that movie looked bad. I cannot see Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, so we don't talk about that. But I don't want to say I hate the kid. I don't hate anyone.
Yeah.
You're an actor, you're an artist, you're doing your job.
Do you think?
But I don't like, it didn't look like the good casting to me, and it didn't look like a good movie because I don't care about Facebook.
That, you have to care about Facebook.
I don't.
It's
like Twitter, the movie.
Yeah.
I don't fucking...
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to care, but you do have to,
You have
know.
to be into that.
You have to know what was going on, and we were there. Like, the MySpace kids.
It seemed like a really fucking retarded version of Wolf of Wall Street.
Kind of. But, being a MySpace kid, knowing the battle, and, when Facebook popped up, and everyone was like, oh, this is Facebook. It's like, yeah. Well,
it was a high school or college. It was a...
High school.
It was, yeah.
No, college originally, and then,
Yeah, it was supposed to, you get to meet people. Yeah, okay. That's weird.
The origin of it was the Winklevosses wanted a prestigious social media for only Harvard kids. So you had to have a harvard.edu.
That would be how this fucking...
Yeah, that's how it started.
That would be how this website starts.
And then, obviously, pretentious Mark Zuckerberg's like, well, how dare you try to exclude normal people?
You're excluding the poor kids at Harvard.
Only to, in 2021,
gotcha.
Own the world as Mark Zuckerberg.
That's fucking weird.
But,
that alien reptile person.
Watching the movie and then knowing the real person
I'll give it a try. Because if you're saying it's that good, and Trent Reznor, even if not, I gotta listen to soundtrack.
Soundtrack's awesome.
But that was my big problem with Uncut Gems, was everyone was a piece of shit. Let's get back to the plot, because we're about halfway through the plot, maybe a little bit farther, because we've already mentioned the weekend scene. He's cashing in bets, blah, 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 blah. How does he get the money? That is his winnings. He uses to then place the other bet that he sneaks the mistress out for. That is winnings, correct?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, those are the winnings from the three-way parlay.
The three-way parlay
that he actually owes to his uncle and his homies.
What is he betting on what is the final bet then?
The final bet is the Kevin Garnett in the finals. Got to win the tip-off. Got to score X amount of points. Got to get.
So he does multiple three-way parlays?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
And I think to get the money to do the first one, he wins something else. But that's what, the bets come so quick in this movie.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Exactly. I wanted to, this is your winnings, this is your losses, what you owe people. I don't know.
They keep, ticker,
they don't even throw around figures. They mentioned 2 or 3 times throughout a fucking over 90-minute movie is the amount of money. But the money is the biggest thing about the whole movie. I don't know how much he owes. Like I said, my guess is over 500 because multiple people.
Yeah, right? So
anyway, yes. Toward the end of the movie, probably... I'm going to say last 30, 40 minutes because that last bit of the movie is kind of its own section.
Yeah.
Essentially a subplot is the door. I don't know if you guys know this or if you've seen the movie or not. They have a security door. I think it's called a human trap or a man trap.
Yeah.
It's essentially to prevent robberies, or if a robbery has happened, you can then lock them in there. You cannot get out. Both doors lock.
Like a safe room.
One is magnetic. The magnetic door on the closest inside the building, throughout the whole movie, at least 2 times jams or there's an issue.
Yeah.
It acts like the first time it happens is the first time it happens.
Ever, because he calls his maintenance guy.
But the maintenance guy and him also know what to do, because he's like, throw some metal shavings in there. Exactly. So it might not be the first time, but it's probably not it's not a common enough problem to happen enough to get it fixed. So,
because he's a shiesty, degenerate gambler.
If it's not broken, I'm not paying for it. Exactly. So anyway, yes. At the end of the movie, his uncle and his 2 henchmen are finally coming, and he knows this is the end of it. He knows he's fucked. He has to pay them.
Yep. And he has the money to pay them.
Yes, he sees them on camera.
Coming. He calls them. And
yes, he calls them and tells them he has the money. This motherfucker.
He calls them.
I forget.
He wins. He has the money in hand. Calls them, and between the time he gets off the phone and they get there,
he makes another bet.
He's already made another 3-way parlay.
That's awesome.
And done come up with this fucking idea to throw the money across the window and all that.
Nice. All right, so he isn't in. He's on the way to his diamond shop, and he calls them. I have the money, blah, blah, blah. He calls his girlfriend and says, leave the building or go to the bathroom, something like that. Yeah. And he goes to the office next door, which I think is a dentist office or some shit. And they act like, in the trailer, they showed the scene where he's handing off the money. Very tense. This is...
Dun, 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 dun.
It's a fucking dull scene. It's a dull scene.
It really is.
It's a dull movie. It's a dull scene.
There's no... There's no music.
They acted like she was falling out of the window or something like that. Like she's like reaching, like it was like cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And they show the scene finally, and it's just drawn out. Place this bet. Can't you tell I'm Jewish? It's just very dull, and she ends up leaving with the money in a backpack. The henchman notices her, and
but doesn't pursue.
And then Adam Sandler comes and he's like, I don't have the money. He's like, you called me 30 fucking seconds ago and said you had the money. What happened?
That's when they put it all together.
And then the henchman's like, or the uncle's like, yo, henchman number one, go get the bitch. And then, are they in the building? No, they all leave.
They're in the room.
They're in the room still.
They get trapped in that little room. He has to call. Don't let that chick leave.
Oh, yes. So henchman number one can't even... Okay, yes, don't leave.
They're stuck in that little fucking... The
man trap is what it's called.
Trap, yeah.
So, okay, yes. He hands her the money, and the door malfunctions as the uncle and his henchmen are coming in. They have a shiv or a nail or something because it's magnetic. It throws off the magnet, and now the door works. Well, this falls off, and in Adam Sandler's mind... everything is coming to terms now. They can't kill me because it's bulletproof glass. They can't get her. She can now go place the bet. They're stuck. And he decides, well, I have big enough balls now. He turns the game on and watches it with them.
It in front of him.
And anyway, yes, the girlfriend goes off, places the bet, and I think it's in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
She goes to Las Vegas.
Plane to Vegas.
And she meets the
fucking star of the movie, Wayne Diamond.
Is that his name?
That's his real name.
Who is he? Oh my God! Wait, I think I've heard the name before.
Wayne Diamond, please be famous.
He's semi-famous. I think he's a playwright or an author of some sort, and maybe a kind of Joe Rogan-y
fashion designer.
That's it?
American fashion designer.
That's all he's a fashion designer.
Yep.
I thought he was an author. Let me see his face. Because I'm pretty sure I've seen this man in other things. I thought he was...
Wayne Diamond.
No, I've never seen him. For those of you who can't see and aren't Googling it right now...
Oh my God.
This man, let me see him again. He has got hot dog skin.
That tan is almost offensive.
Are you talking about the wine glass one?
I'm talking about the wine glass one.
Okay. When we publish this episode, we are going to, in the corner, throw up a picture of this man. Only because it's now, I don't even want you to Google it. I need you to see this man as we're talking about him.
This may be the episode cover.
This is hot dog skin man with...
Look at my boy in the pool. What are we doing?
Now the question is, what picture of him do we... We're going to use like a top 5 of this man. We're just going to show flashes of this man on screen. He is better than Adam Sandler. He's better than The Weeknd. He's better than Lakeith Stanfield. Wayne Diamond here is...
Wayne Diamond is the only good character in this movie now that we're talking about it.
I love him.
Think of other than being a creepy, weird, rich perv. And let's be real, you're in Vegas, you're on a private jet, you're probably...
Okay, I'll be real. Even in a post-Me Too world, and I'm not getting political, he's not that creepy.
No.
Because I'll be real.
Enough.
I've been grabbed at gas stations. I've been...
Yeah.
What that mouth do on streets. You know, I've been hit on in the gross ways. He's gross, but he's not.
In a classic...
He's almost a sweet old man.
With totally perverse intentions.
He's the best example of, like, he's from a different time.
Yeah. Yeah.
He appropriately hits on his secretary.
Yeah. Yeah, like he's not doing anything, but he's going to do everything.
He's not groping you, but he's buying you lunch and gets you flowers. He's really not that bad of a guy.
Yeah.
You know what?
Wayne Diamond is a gem.
This man is...
No pun intended, the best character in Uncut Gems is Wayne.
I love his name. I love
Wayne Diamond.
Fuck Uncut Gems. The movie should be called Wayne Diamond.
Wayne Diamond.
This is autobiography movie, and he's in it for 10 minutes.
This is the ballad of Wayne Diamond.
All right, we're now going to... If this doesn't get produced in 10 years, we're going to cash in our life savings and do a Wayne Diamond fucking movie. And I want Mickey Rourke.
Yes.
Actually, for those of you who don't know what he looks like Mickey Rourke and Hulk Hogan fusioned. And it's a bad fusion option.
With like a really dark pine stain. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's almost
finish,
it's almost mahogany. This man, he doesn't tan. He wood stains himself.
He wood stains his face.
He's probably had so much plastic surgery. Probably is like a lacquer.
Like I said, if we're not going to kill Robert Downey Jr. for Tropic Thunder or David Cross for Pootie Tang,
this man can.
Wayne Diamond.
Oh no, I forget David Cross, Pootie Tang.
Wayne Diamond is almost naturally offensive.
He is.
Please Google.
You have it. The best example of what he is, as far as what's offensive and not, the old 1960s Godzillas. It's Godzilla versus Kong, the OG one. I think it's 68. The island that Kong lives on. They have a bunch of Japanese people. I affectionately call it Island Face.
Island Face.
This man Wayne Diamond has Island Face.
Naturally, because I've Googled him and there's enough images to show that this is not a one-time thing. This man has been this color most of his adult life.
It's almost what's his Kramer from Seinfeld. I forget. There's like a flash scene where someone pictures him as a turkey. And he's like an oven baked person.
Yeah,
it's what happens. Yeah, he doesn't tan. He easy bakes ovens himself.
That would probably be more efficient.
He probably goes to Everest to get the closest to the sun as possible.
Yeah,
and just lays butt ass naked on top of a mountain and flips over every 24 hours. He is so dark. It's fantastic.
They say he's a fashion designer, but when you look up images, it's just pictures of him.
It's just him partying.
It's just him partying.
It's just him living his life.
Yeah, like
he probably created like the fucking piano key necktie like they did in Zoolander. He probably like is famous for that technically, so it's considered a fashion designer. He probably like the clip-on tie guy or the guy that made Velcro. It's fucking. I love Wayne Diamond. Anyway, yes, he's in Las Vegas and he hits on Howard's side piece. And again, he hits on her pretty appropriately. He's not groping her. He's being nice. He's like helping her. He's like, oh, you got a 3-way parlay going on. Oh, that's risky. Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, come up to my room for lunch.
Yeah, with the come up to my room. So that's awesome. That's a little pushy.
I mean, that's pushy and that's wrong. But it's wrong.
She declines. And he's totally cool with it.
He declines. Well, she declines, but then she uses him.
Oh, yeah. And he's totally cool with it.
So, yeah, he's the best character because she fucks him over. Well, not fucks him over, but she's like, yeah, I'll give you a handy like I did the weekend if you cash in a bet for me. Yeah. Because she knows that the henchman
they're there and watching her.
Is looking for her. She sees him, and he doesn't quite know what she looks like.
Yeah, because she goes up there and places the bet in cash, and the lady looks at her crazy.
Yeah.
And then she gets the slip.
I mean, we've had Gucci Mane do this, and you. That's it.
And then, like, she gets the slip, and she doesn't know how to read the betting sheet. She doesn't know what she's
It's essentially you telling me to go place a bet, and I'm just looking at the paper like...
This paper's got a 3 on it.
I need Seabiscuit to win. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
So she sees him watching the game on the TV in the bar, and she goes up to him. And it's like, tell me what's going on. Tell me what I got. Or something like that.
Okay, so she initiates it.
And then he's like, okay, we'll see what you got here. You need this. And walks her through the game. And they watch most of the game with her.
Yeah.
So she start noticing the sidekick henchman guy.
Looking for her. She notices him. He doesn't notice her. Yeah. I mean, that's the only reason why I say it might be 5 days. Because it's got to be a fucking 4-hour flight. New York to Las Vegas.
New York to Vegas. I didn't even think about that.
Because I've flown from Florida to Chicago, and it was good 2-3 hours. And New York is another 5 or 6 states up, so it's gotta be a 4-hour flight.
Gotta be.
So if this all happens at the last 30 minutes, probably happens in a.
Follow your bliss with a new American Express Platinum Card and earn up to $240 back yearly at participating digital entertainment partners with your card. Enrollment required. You can also earn up to $200 in Uber Cash per year towards U.S. rides or eats. See how you can get over $1,400 yearly in credits on select purchases including wellness, travel, and entertainment. The American Express Platinum Card elevates every day. Wherever you go, learn more. Terms apply.
There's a highway that stretches across the 93 days of summer, where worship isn't offered to the sun, but to the smoking tire, the S-curve, and the spin turn. And if you ride it, make sure you do it in a Dodge Charger, Challenger, or Durango. Because on this highway, the lines being blurred are the ones between drivers and demons. Welcome to Highway 93. Dodge is a registered trademark.
How is that game still fucking going on? If... That makes no fucking sense.
That's what I'm saying. They might not have went to Vegas.
But they say...
Is it Vegas? Or is it like Atlantic City?
That's farther.
No, Atlantic City's right next to Jersey.
Oh, is it?
That's their
I thought Atlantic City was in Georgia.
No, it's up there.
Oh, that's Atlanta. I'm a fucking moron. We figured it out, folks. I'm a fucking moron. I'm over here thinking Georgia. I'm like, that's even fucking farther.
Who needs a fucking map?
I picture the Indiana Jones of plane. And it just backtracks like, oh shit, no, it's actually over here.
Like Tenacious D.
So it might be Atlantic City. It might be Atlantic City. Okay, which
would make a lot more sense.
That's
and
fucking 20-minute flight.
Yeah.
20-minute goddamn flight. It's probably faster to drive than it is to fucking fly there.
But in the middle of the gracious Wayne Diamond and the chick watching the game and him explaining what's going on,
yes,
the henchmen are around and she notices them before they notice her.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think they know. I don't think they quite know what she looks like, or she's very generic.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have cheated on my wife for her. She's very generic looking.
Yeah.
Very. I couldn't pick her out of a lineup. She almost looks like Fran Dresser and Scarlett Johansson put together. Like, it's very bland.
Yeah.
So he doesn't notice her. She's hiding with Wayne Diamond, who is...
Then she goes up to Wayne Diamond's room to finish the game.
Which is fantastic. And they make it out, which I enjoy. They make it out to almost like... It almost felt like an Ocean 11's Italian job.
Like he was in on it.
Yeah, like he was another person that Adam Sandler owed money to, that no one showed because he is like
the guy.
Yeah, this is Mr. Big.
Yeah,
which would have been cool.
Would have been crazy.
But yeah, they show him because he's like in the bathroom. And usually when someone's in a bathroom with a stranger in a mafia movie, they're loading the silencer on a gun and like, oh yeah, make yourself comfortable.
Yeah, but the whole time, like
putting on leather gloves.
She's finally in Wayne Diamond's room.
And he doesn't make a move.
He's totally cool. Just watches the game with her.
And room service.
And everything. Then when the game's over, she has to ask him to go get her money.
Yeah. He actually, between that, he makes it because, like, his intention, come to my room. She gets to the room. Then he's like, come to Mexico with me or some shit.
Yeah.
He doesn't make a plane. He doesn't make a move.
Yeah, no, not at all.
He just wants her to hang out with him. Wow. Wayne Diamond, if you're hearing this by chance, we love you.
You are a cherished soul.
It's fantastic.
Protect you and your brown skin at all costs.
He literally sugar daddies it without the sex. Yeah. Without like the, hey, I expect you to... By the way, I need you to stick a live fish up your ass. Yeah, he's very chill about it. Yeah, so he's like, come to the room with me. Come to the room. They watch the game, and then he's like, well, come to Mexico with me. She's like, oh yeah, I will if you get my money from me, because she knows the henchmen are after her. And if you're coming, she had a backpack full of money to begin with.
Yeah.
So leaving, it's almost a double bag or two. Yeah. It's a hot amount of money.
Yeah.
So you're a target to begin with, even if you don't owe people money.
Oh yeah.
So even with security, I wouldn't want to walk out of a fucking hotel/casino with that kind of money.
Anywhere.
So she makes Wayne Diamond do that, and then she just ditches him. Yeah, she's like, oh no, I gotta go back. I gotta go back to Howard. I gotta go back to this piece of shit jeweler who just punched the weekend.
You just punched the weekend. You owe everyone in New York money, bro. Right. Let me go back to you.
Or I can go hang out with Wayne Diamond for probably 20 years.
Fucking island, probably.
I've never heard of it. No one's ever heard of it. I can tell you, it's not around the Epstein Island either.
No,
it's the good section of islands. You got the pedophile islands, then you have the sugar daddy cool dude. You got the Wayne Diamond Islands.
Mr. Rogers has an island over there.
Yes,
Wayne Diamond.
Yeah, Brendan Fraser, Keanu Reeves, and Wayne Diamond. And it's fantastic. Just the best people in the world. You got Johnny Depp's island there. It's great.
Phenomenal.
He's in that section of islands. So yeah, he just gets ditched, and it kind of pisses me off. I wish it had a happy ending for Wayne Diamond.
Yeah, and I think that just wraps Wayne Diamond. He just rides off in the sunset.
He goes off in the sunset in this fucking limo.
He's like, hey, I'm a baller.
I would have liked it. Yeah, if she would have went with him and like
she should have and fucked him
because you got nothing back there, and especially not even her. She knows she's gonna get fucking shot. She can't not because the henchmen are looking for her.
They know who she is. Yeah,
she can't safely go back to New York to even go pay off the debt.
No,
they're just gonna fucking shoot you and take the money on the best day. So, what is Howard? Ain't nothing. I don't care. Love who you love. Look past her flaws. But Howard is Howard's a piece of shit, especially when he's throwing him up against Wayne Diamond.
Yeah.
It's like Jesus and Pontius Pilate. Who are you for? Who I'm
now,
go
now
Jesus.
We know he's an American fashion designer. She really fucking messed up.
This man made the piano key necktie. Yeah. You don't understand.
And like I think right after that it just cuts back to Howard in the shop with them in the room, and the games are over because he's jumping around.
He's winning. He's right at rubbing his ass on the glass. Yeah. He is. I won. And then he lets him out. He lets him out of the man trap, and I'm probably gonna say less than 10 seconds. He just pulls out there's a bald henchman who is the one that I'm gonna say he's the guy, the smarter of the two henchmen. Yeah. He came up with the plot.
He's the alpha.
Yeah, the other one seemed like he was going along with the plot. He was about it. He agreed. I'm done with this shit because they've been chasing Howard for I don't know how many months. Again, this movie takes place around a week, if not shorter. But
how long did it take him to approve that debt?
Establish that the movie starts with him owing money.
Owing money.
I don't think at the end of the movie he owes any more money. He might owe a little bit more because of another varied bet, but he doesn't owe any more money than he does at the beginning than he does at the end.
I think, yeah.
So they've been chasing him for, I'm going to say, at least a month.
Yeah, got to be.
Probably fucking longer. Longer than a month, but I'm just going to say bet a month. They've been chasing him. They're done. And he's not the only one. He's getting some slack, but he's not the only guy that owes this booking money. No. They're chasing people around.
Yeah.
You just told me you won this bet, and it's now... I don't even know how much goddamn money he has.
Yeah.
And he has the gem as well, too, correct? At this point? Or does he ever get the gem back?
He sells it to KG.
He does officially sell it to KG. Okay.
Because that's when KG breaks down in his office.
But he doesn't come with any money. I love it. That's another scene where we're like, no one comes appropriately.
How much money is there?
No. Wait, he has like a backpack of money.
He might.
Is that the back? Okay, that's the backpack of money. Okay,
because I know he comes to the office and like breaks down.
But he doesn't have all of it. Howard. He doesn't have all of it though. He's like, take this.
Yeah, this is X amount, man.
Wow. So they know. So they now have. They know that Howard's bet has now locked. He's won. He has I don't know how many millions, and they know the girlfriend is coming back.
Yeah.
So they just kill Howard. They just quickly. There's no talking.
Boom.
They kill Howard
as soon as the door
and then
opens.
Quickly kill the uncle because the uncle is like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he's like, oh my god. Yeah.
And before he even gets 10 syllables out, they shoot him in the head and they rob the place.
Yeah.
They break the glasses. They rob the place blind. And that's the end of the movie. It scrolls into his gunshot wound to the head.
Yep.
It scrolls into Howard's gunshot to the head and then goes into the gem that is the universe.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. And they call it Uncut Gem because the gem is uncut. But apparently that's how they say they wrote him like that. Where it's like the world doesn't accept him and he's rough around the edges, but he's good inside.
No.
He's not. No one's good. Now, unless you're talking about Wayne Diamond as the uncut gem, and that man is a cut gem.
I mean,
that's the best theory.
Yeah, like he had good intentions, maybe, but not all the time.
No,
like
he never had good. What was his good intention? He wasn't going to leave New York. He wasn't going to pay people back.
And he didn't need all this money for anything.
No,
he was just betting.
He's betting the bet. The money is secondary to him. That is definitely a thing. He is definitely a gambling addict.
Not like
in the true sense.
X amount of money to save my wife.
No,
or I need this.
No, there's nothing on the line because, like I said, they're not going to kill him.
Yeah,
I mean, yes, they kill him at the end, but that's the world coming in third party. The henchman kills him. The uncle wasn't going to.
Yeah, but he's in that weird middle ground of betting where it's more beneficial to keep you alive. Because you may actually fuck around and win.
Yes.
And then you can pay
He's
me
an
back.
uncut gem in that sense of he's good at betting and he's got his way in the world, but it's not.
It's robbing Peter to pay Paul. Like,
exactly.
Thing.
That's the whole fucking movie. It's not even a short film. It's a limerick. You're robbing Peter to pay Paul.
You are.
That is the movie. There's nothing good about the movie, and that's...
There's no, like, moral messaging.
No, and that's why I love and hate about the movie. I love it because we can talk about it, and we're, probably almost at 2 hours now?
Hour and a half, yeah.
Hour and a half. That's about right. It's...
For a movie that's about an hour and a half, fuck.
Yeah, if I could talk about the movie, the length of the movie, it's better than dog shit.
Yeah.
It's way better than dog shit, but I don't like it. It's not a classic. It's never going to be in my top 100 movies. It's not even going to be my top 200 only because there's a lot of fucking films, and I love a lot of films.
I feel that.
I'm going to include fucking... I'm going to include Inglourious Bastards, and I'm going to include Jungle Book in that top 200. Uncut Gems isn't in there.
I feel like this movie is going to, we're going through a weird thing now with streaming anyway. I feel like this movie is going to end up in some kind of elitist movie category amongst streaming services because it's Netflix exclusive. It's going to be one of those, oh no, this was prime cinema during the streaming era.
In their mind.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One of those, it's going to be, oh no, this is a standard.
Yeah. In their mind, yes, but in my opinion, I don't think it's going to age.
I don't think so either. I don't think anything from this era really ages as well as it could.
I don't think Uncut Gems is going to, even with it being a quote-unquote serious Adam Sandler movie. And I wanted to get in that for a moment about this being a serious Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah.
Because we mentioned, or I at least mentioned, I don't like his new stuff.
No.
I don't get it. It's not the same humor, but people act like it is. The old humor was, it was fart jokes. It was dick jokes.
Yes.
But they were quotable.
Yes. The new humor is being funny for the sake of fart jokes.
Being funny, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, remember I made a fart joke. Ha ha ha.
Kevin James is fat.
Ha ha ha.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Did you know Kevin James is fat?
It went from being funny, making funny things, to I am funny.
Yes. Yeah, I'm already funny.
Here's me funny.
Yes.
Ha ha ha.
Yes. I'm doing funny, yeah.
Jack and Jill.
I actually think...
Don't Mess With Zohan was decent, yes.
I bet say the second you knew which movie I was going to say. Zohan's actually probably the last bastion, but it's actually older than you think.
It is. It come out the same era as The Love Guru.
Can you Google that? I think it's around 2012 because it was a post.
That sounds right.
It was a post-war. You could laugh at Middle Eastern again in their mind. He didn't get canceled for it.
2008.
Okay, so it's a little bit older than I thought, but again, what is Billy Madison, 93 or some shit?
It's gotta be.
So I mean, it's not his oldest. It's probably still early career in comparison, but
95 Billy Madison.
95 Billy Madison. So okay, that's 11 years after. He still kind of had it, but it's because he took a break.
Yeah.
You got 8 Crazy Nights between there.
And 8 Crazy Nights was...
You got... Billy Madison's after Happy Gilmore.
No, Happy Gilmore's after Billy Madison.
Is it really?
Happy Gilmore's 96.
Happy Gilmore seems old.
Old as fuck,
like,
right?
Looking at it, it looks like it's, like, older than...
That's what I thought until I just looked at it.
That's weird.
I was like, fuck, what is this?
That's weird. Okay. But yeah, there was a break between things. But yeah, like I said, he signed this Netflix deal. And it was bad. I don't like them. I like that Uncut Gems came from it.
Yeah.
But I don't love Uncut Gems, so it's not worth it still.
Yeah.
But this is his, I'm going to say third. Might be 4 because Punch Drunk Love is kind of considered a not quite comedy.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit more serious than Wedding Singer.
Yeah.
But it's not Spanglish. No. And it's not Rain Over Me.
I was about to say, people forget about Rain Over Me. Rain Over Me is his best series.
As far as serious movies, I would consider Spanglish is worse than Uncut Gems.
Yes. God, yeah. Oh my god!
I don't want to say including comedies because I'm probably going to say this is funnier, so it's more nostalgic to me. But if you want to get serious acting,
he's phenomenal. Don Cheadle's phenomenal.
Don Cheadle is in that, yes.
Oh my god! It's the one of the best fucking.
I didn't know about it until I saw it. I did not hear about the hype of this is Adam Sandler doing serious. I didn't hear about it.
Nothing.
I caught it on TNT or some shit, and I saw what looked like Adam Sandler just
homeless.
Is he homeless?
No, he looked homeless for most.
But he's not. He has an apartment.
He's got hella money because his family died in 9/11.
Okay, he's just. I'm not saying crazy, but he's
never heard of this movie before. It's a post 9/11 movie. 07. Before fucking Zelda.
6 years of 2001 was.
Yeah.
So 6 years. 5 during filming, blah, blah, blah. That's still pretty early. So that's my big problem with Uncut Gems is it wasn't his first foray into being a serious, I don't want to say serious actor, but a serious role.
You think it was money? That's the Safdie brothers.
I think it was art. I think it was art and curiosity.
Yeah.
It was art and curiosity of why they didn't do music. I mean, there's probably a song or two. There's probably an atmosphere moment. But yeah, there's no
memorable music scenes.
There's no weird fact like you were saying Social Network, Trent Reznor did it. There's no soundtrack to it. There's not like a Quentin movie. It's not like there's no atmosphere to the movie, and that's another thing that killed it. There's no atmosphere. It's too fast.
You literally get thrown into this dude's day in the life of,
which I get
on his last day. It's just like boom.
Which I get artistically, but on paper it's fantastic.
Yeah,
I don't think they did it.
You need context for certain things.
Yeah,
and especially in a movie about money. Money's emotionalist.
Money and mobs and sports. There's too much of a world in everything. It's like doing a skate film.
Yeah.
And they never show him skateboard, or they never show him in a vert moment, or they
just show him at the skate shop arguing over brands.
It's like watching a third of Lords of Dogtown.
Yeah.
There's no premise to anything going on other than I get it. Artistically and claustrophobically, we want it to be very action-packed and quick. But like I said, I don't think they pulled it off.
I don't think
it's a good film. I don't hate it. I never wish it didn't get made.
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to watch it again after we do this podcast.
Yeah.
I might pop it on every once in a while because I can't find Reign Over Me.
Right.
But it's not going to happen. I'm still going to have a moment where I'm like, I'll watch something else.
While I was watching this, because I watched it 2 or 3 times from Redbox when it first came out, because I didn't have Netflix at the time.
Yeah, I didn't watch it when it first came out. You showed it to me 3 months ago, and you were like, just fucking watch it. Watch it. And I was like,
because I was so conflicted. Like, you don't know if it's good or not.
Yeah, exactly. But you say you see it 2 or 3 times with Redbox,
and then watching it again with us is like, I still get the same feeling. I don't know.
Yes, I honestly feel like this podcast has been negative.
Probably. Overall.
Like re-listening to it, it's probably going to be, and even my talking points, it was negative. It was all negative. And it's not saying it's a bad movie, but my problems, they were too persistent. It's a good movie. It's cool. I'm glad Adam Sandler's stretching his legs, and I hope it pays off for him in a way that he does it more. But it's not a good movie.
This whole movie just struck me as this is what a movie is. You know what I'm saying? With all the air
they tried to
blockbuster, redefine the term. This is a hit.
There's an air of arrogance to it. And I don't know enough about the Safdie brothers. I looked up their filmography. As we discussed before we recorded, they did a movie with Robert Pattinson. Essentially, he's trying to get his mentally challenged brother out of jail by staying out of jail, and he robbed a bank or something like that. It didn't look interesting to me.
Yeah.
And they had another film. It looked like a junkie's tale. I'm not negatively. Everyone deserves, representation in film. It looks like they're trying to be too artsy, and they don't have an artistic flair.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're not the Coen brothers, and I think people are trying to make them Because it's not often you get duo. You have the Wachowski sisters who did Matrix. You have the Coen brothers, and you have the Safdie brothers.
I was just about to say that. I feel like they got lumped in with all the other duo director groups because it's cute to be a duo director group.
It's cute and quirky. And again, I'm not saying they don't have talent. There was probably a couple good scenes in the movie.
There's good parts of Uncut Gems. They focused on the wrong part.
It's too much of an uncut gem, in my opinion.
Exactly. The movie itself is an uncut gem.
Yeah, but there's too much raw to it. There's too much ore in it and not enough mineral. I don't like it.
Yeah, fuck the metaphysical meaning of Uncut Gem. The movie itself, as a piece of film, is an uncut gem.
The movie is uncut. Wayne Diamond is a gem.
Wayne Diamond is a fucking
That's
gem.
it. That's the film. It's fantastic.
That's Wayne Diamond, goddammit.
So, I think we're pretty much gonna wind it down. This is for the love of cinema.
Yes. This is for, exactly.
If we're talking about the movie, it's good. If we complain about it, it's worth it.
If it's too shitty of a movie, we won't even talk about it.
We're not telling you to watch a Finding Nemo knockoff or the Cars Life knockoff.
Those movies are actually decent. But
listen here, Coco Melon is fantastic.
Yeah,
I have a child now. Yeah. I get it. It's art.
I refuse Coco Melon.
But yeah, I think we'll do at least a more positive. It might be a comedy, but if not, it'll be a positive one next. It might even be Bronson or something. Something we can
even those. Something
to get you more excited to watch the film. Because I feel like other than us telling you to watch Uncut, you might not.
Yeah.
And you might just listen to this because it's funny and it's whatever. Because we've told you Reign Over Me is a better version of this.
From like a decade ago.
Yeah, so I mean, it's... But I don't want to be negative, but watch the film. It wasn't enough for me. I didn't hate it enough and I didn't love it enough to say one or the other.
That's what it was. For a movie that length...
No.
To not be good or not be bad, but be indifferent is probably the worst thing.
That's the best. Like I said, it's an uncut gem. I didn't hate people. They wanted me to hate everyone.
Yes.
But no one did anything enough for me to hate them. Everyone was kind of doing their job. The henchmen were doing their job. The bookies were doing their job. Don't put bookies in a movie unless
we're doing that.
Unless you have to.
Yeah, unless it's... Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Unless it's a mafia.
I mean, yeah, he got punched in the nose, but he really only got jumped 2 times throughout the whole movie.
Exactly. And it was by the same 2 guys, same group.
You get the same treatment for $200 for fucking Jimmy up the street. Fuck that 120 grand euro them. Nah, man.
He would have been dead so much faster. Yeah. That's all I kept thinking. Was like, if you really owe these kind of people this much money in New York City,
you'd have been.
They would have shot you in the face.
I don't care who you know. I don't care who you know, yeah.
Just boom, and we just like walked off.
See, that was the other thing. I get it. His uncle was there, so they couldn't have hurt his children. But I wish it was more of an, like I said, in the scene where he's at the musical, he's almost confused. The uncle's there, and it's like, but you expect him to be there. It wasn't in a threatening way. It just wasn't enough. I didn't love it enough, and I didn't hate it enough. So I'm telling you to watch it. But if you don't, I'm not going to hold it against you.
Yeah.
It's worth it. This podcast has basically been like an oxymoron because, like I said, our premise is talk about underappreciated movies. And it's, I think, overappreciated, and I don't think it's going to age.
Yes.
This might be one of our most negative podcasts in a good way. They remind me of Harmony Korine films, which I don't know if you've seen a lot of those. It's like gummo.
Yeah.
Very dirty to be dirty.
Yeah.
There's no substance to them. It's just, it's like a fucking snuff film.
Yeah.
It's just shitty. It's not worth it. You almost feel
for the fact that it can be.
Yeah. You almost feel like you wasted an hour and a half watching it.
Yeah.
And it's almost how I feel about this one. I'm glad I watched it. I'm glad I saw it. It was a good role for him, but...
I mean, I guess it did its job. Everyone talked about it.
We also have something negative to say about Kill Bill. That's not saying anything bad, because I love Kill Bill. Because we love film.
Yeah.
And I can appreciate a film for its negativity.
It's definitely worth it.
And that's it.
It's been episode 1 of NeighborZilla.
Hope you enjoyed.
Hurry in for great deals during the Ram Make This the Summer event. Make this the summer you get the job done.
We're living that good life. Ram, built to serve. And now during State Fair bonus days, finance and get $6,550 in total values on the 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab equipped with a V6 engine. Total values include combined cash allowance and 2300 Bighorn Level 2 package value. Financing for well-qualified buyers through Chrysler Capital. Not all buyers will qualify. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 9/6/22.
Long weekends are all about getting a little you time. And at the Home Depot, you time starts with you saving. Saving space with an HDX 27-gallon Tough Tote for only $13.98. Saving time with a free and fast charge.